and that they didn't all die from methane poisoning. Like, hello. Hello. Hello everybody, I'm Catherine and I'm here today with a review for Undeniable Evolution and the Science of Creation by Bill Nye. Yeah, that Bill Nye, this science guy. Undeniable is a book that I stumbled across on the online library. They had an audio copy and I waited on the wait list for like 4 months. It took forever. And sadly, I did not finish listening to this audiobook in the week that I was able to sign it out for. And of course it had to get returned, and the wait list is still incredibly long, so that last like 10-15% of the book, I don't know what happens. However, for the 85 to 90% I did get done, holy crap, guys. Like, this book blew my mind away. So I don't know if any of you remember, but a couple of years ago, Bill Nye did a debate with this guy, Ken Ham, in Kentucky, who is the fanatic person behind the Creationist Museum in Kentucky. Yeah. If you watch 19 Kids and Counting like I do, it has been featured in a couple episodes where they go and visit it. Basically, these people are misinformed and believe that the world is only 6,000 to 10,000 years old and that people had pet dinosaurs. Like, their thought process is beyond fucked up. Like, people probably want to know what good drugs they're on to get ideas like this. Anyway, I went to Catholic school. I know a lot of my shit. And I also know that the Bible is a book and not to be taken literally. Anyway, this debate lasted like 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure you can see the majority, if not the full duration of it, on YouTube. And from what I caught of it on like PBS or something, it was fascinating. Like, fascinating. I actually remember BuzzFeed did a couple features after this debate where there was someone on like the BuzzFeed team, or however you write for BuzzFeed. They went around and they asked both the creationists and the evolutionists the same questions about the opposing viewpoint, and the things that they figured out, or that people told them, especially from the creationist point of view, was ridiculous. If I can find the links, I'll put them down below because, yeah. So this is what sparked this entire book coming into being, was this debate that Bill Nye had with John Hamm. And the fact that John Hamm is a certifiable idiot and can't understand the basics of science. Okay, to be fair, I know people have their different religious beliefs, but I mean, when facts have been found out, and there's such things as carbon dating that date the planet to billions of years old, yeah. There's a lot of facts supporting evolution. I have not seen any facts that support creationism aside from the Bible. Anyway, in this book, Bill Nye really dissects down evolution to every other type of science that it relates to. Like, it is really, really fascinating. I did it on the audiobook, so Bill Nye is also the narrator for the audiobook, which made it that much more interesting. Because, I mean, the man wrote it, so he knows, like, yeah. The pitch in his voice and the, like, emotion and sarcasm that he portrays throughout is just awesome. Like, I laughed a lot. I found that I actually really learned a lot about evolution and about how the world in general works from this book, from what I was actually able to finish. That last 10%, who knows, I may never find out. Actually, that's a lie. This is definitely the type of book that if I find for a really good deal, so either when I'm in New York for BEA at the Strand, or on Book Outlet, or a really good deal at Chapters even, I'm definitely going to buy it because it is something that I want to have on my shelf. One complaint that I saw on Goodreads that people had about this book was the fact that Basically, this book, as it is just a way for Bill Nye to, you know, say he was right about the creationist debate with Ken Ham, which he is right. I'm sorry. I don't live under a rock. I understand evolution, at least in the briefest and most basic of senses. I love the way that Bill Nye was able to relate evolution to everything. Like, it's actually really interesting when you stop and consider the fact that there's two different types of evolution. There's macro and micro, so the larger and the smaller type of evolution, and it goes with different species and different, like, plant life, and just everything is constantly evolving, whether it's, you know, animal, mineral, inanimate, animate, like, insanity. Bill Nye also goes into, like, racial divides with evolution. The fact that humanity as a whole is one race. If we were separate races, we would not be able to interbreed with each other because of our skin color. So it was really fascinating from that standpoint as well, from like the socioeconomicness of it. I totally just made up words. He also goes on to further explain where the different pigmentations of skin come from. Like, there was just so much covered in this book. It was just beyond fascinating. Beyond. This is definitely not the type of book for people who do believe legitimately that the world is only 6,000 to 10,000 years old. I'm sorry your viewpoint is wrong, but, you know, that's your belief, whatever, have at it. Just please don't try and teach it in public schools and consider it fact when it's not been proven. I also believe that this book can be read for any age group. Granted, younger people are going to have words that they're really not going to understand, but, that's what dictionaries are for. I mean, there were plenty of words I didn't understand, and I just had to kind of take what context it was being used in and figure it out for myself. Yeah. I was not a science major, nor will I ever be a science major. The only thing about this book that I find people might legitimately not enjoy is the fact that it does kind of read like a textbook. I mean, it is kind of a textbook. It's a textbook about evolution and how it relates to everything in our world. I can understand why some people, depending on what type of person are and what type of books you enjoy reading, wouldn't enjoy it for that quality. Personally, I am open to just about any type of book as long as it interests me, and this one really interested me. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I was a huge Bill Nye the Science Guy fan as a kid. I wish it was still on air, and I totally had crushes on, like, the child little scientist peoples, the boys that were on, and some of the ones that performed the really weird music videos that were at the end of every episode. Totally crushed on them hardcore. Hardcore. I liked the nerds even back then. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, even though I technically did not finish it. I plan on rectifying that as soon as I actually can get my hands on another copy of the book, whether it's from the library or I buy it. I just want to know what else Bill Nye has to say on the topic of evolution. Like, I was really enthralled with this, so it deserved every single star I gave it, and if I could have given it more, I would have. Enthralled with this book. Like, it totally had me under a spell. So that's it for me. Let me know down below what your viewpoint on this is. But also let me know if you're a fan of Bill Nye or if this book interests you in any way, if you think you're going to check it out. I know normally on this channel I review fiction books, so this is a little different, but who knows? I enjoyed this so much I might just read more science books and make my brain smarter or something. If only they had an audiobook for my psychology textbook, I might actually read more of it and retain it. So, quick update. It's about a month later than the first part of this video, and I was finally actually able to completely finish Undeniable by Bill Nye. And let me just say, holy crap. Like, from cloning to GMOs to life on other planets to debunking the complete idea of different races. Like, this book has all the science things. It's amazing. I mean, you grow up watching Bill Nye as a kid, and of course he's like some science god to you, But to actually listen to him narrating his own audiobook, like, wow. I mean, I feel as though I actually came away smarter after reading / listening to this, and I definitely want more content from him because I just, wow. But now I'm back to studying psychology. Super fun. And I'll see you guys all next time. Happy reading, everybody.